Plus, new details in a Hall County investigation. A football coach is now accused of secretly filming students during school activities.
Good morning, everyone. Good Friday morning. Welcome to Good Day Atlanta at 8. I'm Buck Lanford.
And I'm Alex Whitler. Very happy it's Friday and happy to be here with you guys. Also happy about this nice forecast. I know we need the rain, but I welcome all of this weather.
And we may break 2 records, too. So, I mean, that's something to be happy about.
How could we forget that part,
right? 2 records in one day, which, you know, since we didn't break any records the last couple of days and got really close, maybe this will kind of make up for that if you were rooting for some records here. Taking a look, though, back at the last 24 hours, as expected, some rain rolling in to the north, largely bypassing us and now leaving us with a mostly clear sky and also still really low humidity. Now, on one side of things here, that means the fire danger is still elevated because it is so dry out there. But on the other side, the lower humidity means even though we'll have summer-like warmth this afternoon, we don't necessarily have to add the summer-like humidity into the mix also. All right, temperatures are starting to move up as we have more 60s back on the map here compared to an hour ago, but we are well on our way to already a well above average temperature by noon. Average high is 74. We'll already be in the low 80s at noon, and 90 would break a record for this date. It would also be the earliest on record that we have hit 90 degrees in the year. So that's what we're working with today. Still some record heat planned for part of the weekend. Coming out of it, though, is going to be a different story. We'll talk about those expectations coming up in a few minutes. Natalie?
Joanne, thank you. Taking a look at the downtown connector, about 15 minutes from Langford Parkway to the Brookwood interchange, so a little bit lighter than normal for this time of hour. And the big 3, those major interstates, are all roughly the same. Your heaviest out of Alpharetta on 400 from Old Milton to the top end, about 19 minutes. 75 from Wade Green is a 15-minute commute, and 85 from Highway 316 is 14 minutes. Both of those head south to 285. Alex?
Some yellow rides, but not terrible. Natalie, thank you. It's 8:02, and we're working to learn more about an accident involving an Atlanta police officer in Midtown. The collision happened around 5:30 this morning at the intersection of Juniper and 6th Streets. We saw an ambulance leaving the scene, but it's not clear if anyone was hurt.
Well, a medical emergency turns into a standoff in Atlanta.
Firefighters responded to a medical call at an apartment off University Avenue when they say someone pulled a weapon on them. And Good Day's Mark Teichner is live in downtown Atlanta with what happened next. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, what happened next was those firefighters got out of that apartment, went to a safe location, and then they called for help.
They were met with a person inside who wielded a firearm toward the faces of some of our firefighters.
A medical emergency call turns into a SWAT standoff at an apartment off Atlanta's University Avenue. Late Thursday night, firefighters responded to a person down call at the Columbia at Capitol View Apartments. After checking to make sure they were in the right place, firefighters went into the unit looking for the injured person.
There was a person inside who pulled out a firearm on our firefighters. At that time, our firefighters evacuated the area to a more safe position.
The firefighters called for help. Atlanta police and the fire department's SWAT medics quickly arrived at the scene. After a short standoff, the suspected gunman was taken into custody. No charges have been announced. Firefighters then tended to the person whose medical emergency triggered the call.
There was an initial patient that needed EMS care. At this time, I'm heard they're taken care of. It wasn't anything serious.
The fire department thanked APD for its quick response and says it's just glad no firefighters or members of the public ended up getting shot.
We always like to proceed with caution and rely on our experience that we have with a lot of our members in training, but sometimes some things are just unexpected.
And that certainly would be under that category of unexpected. There were no shots fired, it appears, in this scene. If we do get an update from police about possible suspect charges and or that suspect's name, we'll let you know. Reporting live from downtown, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
The whole apartment on that side over there was just completely on fire.
County, 12 apartments are damaged and families are displaced from a fire yesterday at the Concord Crossing Apartments. Heavy flames were already pouring from the building when firefighters got there. Resident Tyrese Coleman tells us he was asleep when he was awakened by a neighbor banging on his door.
A neighbor, he say, hey, it's fire in the building.
It's like a lot of smoke, a lot of debris up there. I grabbed what I can. I grabbed my dog, my wallet, my phone.
Well, this complex is the same one where a devastating fire back in February left a mom and 2 children dead. 2 others were critically hurt.
8:05 your time. A Hall County football coach and gym teacher has been arrested, accused of filming under girls' clothes. Investigators say that Joel Ernest Lilinski used his cell phone to take photos of multiple students multiple times. He was arrested Wednesday, 2 weeks after a Lanier Christian Academy student took her concerns to school officials. Lilinski faces nearly 30 felony charges. At last check, he was still in jail on a more than $175,000 bond.
Developing now, nearly 3 years after a deadly shooting inside a Midtown Atlanta medical facility. The case is on its way to trial.
Yeah, Fulton County judge has ruled the accused shooter is now competent to stand trial after previously being found incompetent. Prosecutors accused Dion Patterson of firing on 5 people in a doctor's office waiting room and killing one of them. The court has set a June 1st trial date, but it could be pushed back until August. In Gwinnett County, a student at Trickham Middle School got caught trying to take a BB gun to school yesterday. In a note sent home to parents, school officials say the Evolve Weapons Detection System found the weapon when the student entered the building. And while the student did not threaten anyone, they will receive maximum school disciplinary consequences, and the case will be turned over to law enforcement. And this comes after Gwinnett school leaders credited the Evolve system with catching another weapon. The incident happened at Lilburn Middle School. The principal says neither the student nor the weapon made it inside the school, and the school district had the weapons detection system installed at all middle and high schools, and that project was completed earlier this year.
MARTA will launch a major transit transformation this weekend.
Yeah, for the first time since the 1970s, the agency is completely redrawing its bus system with more frequent service, new routes, and Atlanta's first bus rapid transit line.
Good Day's Kim Leffler is live this morning with a preview ahead of tomorrow's launch. Kim, good morning.
Good morning. Well, MARTA says this is all meant to move people faster with more reliable service and shorter wait times throughout the region. MARTA's next-gen bus network launches Saturday, tripling the number of high-frequency corridors, meaning many riders will see a bus arrive every 15 minutes or less. Nearly a dozen routes will feature service every 20 minutes or better. The 81 fixed routes will operate at the same frequency for most of the day, 7 days a week. That includes the new Rapid A line.
This will operate like rail, so it will be rail on rubber tires, essentially. So this is the first in the region, and we're looking forward to it.
The Rapid A line is Atlanta's first bus rapid transit route, built to function more like a train, with fewer stops and more consistent service.
And it is designed to stay at a certain headway, which means every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, this is when a bus is going to arrive. Unlike our regular bus routes, where it is a set schedule, this is a constant, moving fast option.
The 5-mile route will connect downtown Atlanta to Capitol Gateway, Summerhill, Peoplestown, and the Beltline Southside Trail, linking riders directly to MARTA Rail. In some areas, buses will run in dedicated lanes and even use technology that can change traffic lights to keep them moving.
When you think about mass transit in a city like Atlanta, you need more of it. And so being able to get on something and move pretty quickly to those locations and areas you want to go to, work, live, and play, this gives you that opportunity. So I'm excited about that because I do sit in Atlanta traffic a lot.
Now, MARTA says some low-frequency routes will be discontinued, so they encourage people to check the new schedules before heading out. Live this morning in East Point, Kim Leffler for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Kim, thank you for that. And new this morning, a pole goes through the front window of a bus at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
The scary moment was caught on camera. This happened Tuesday morning on the lower level at the South Terminal. The bus collides with a metal height requirement barrier. It detached and crashed through the front window on the passenger's side. The pole hit the seat, but fortunately, no one was hurt.
Atlanta police say the driver was wearing sunglasses and moved from a lighted area into a dark section. And because of the sudden change, the driver did not see the low clearance.
It's 8:09 now, and coming up on Good Day Atlanta, a new ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel could open the door to wider negotiations. Pakistan says the U.S. and Iran. Everyone. A ceasefire now in place between Lebanon and Israel could help pave the way for a deal with Tehran.
Yeah, this as Pakistan confirms that there are talks in the works between the U.S. and Iran to hold a second meeting to end the nearly 7-week war with Iran. Fox's Caroline Shively is in Washington with the latest.
President Trump sounding hopeful he can cut a deal with Iran to end the war after brokering a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. Gunshots just after midnight in Beirut were celebrating peace, not war. As a 10-day ceasefire between Israel, the president hinting talks could potentially resume in Pakistan this weekend.
I might go, yeah. If the deal is signed in Islamabad, I might go.
The concurrent resolution is not adopted.
On Thursday, House Democrats failed to pass a resolution that would curb the president's power to continue the war.
Americans overwhelmingly want to see an immediate end to this war, yet the Trump administration keeps digging us in even deeper.
That war powers resolution in the House failed by just one vote. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
The Department of Homeland Security officials testified last night about the lack of funding and its consequences, including thousands of service providers not getting paid. Democrats used the hearings to explain why they've been blocking funding for more than 2 months. They're demanding major reforms to immigration enforcement, including more oversight and limits to where agents can operate. President Trump says he wants a DHS funding bill on his desk by June 1st.
The acting director of ICE is set to resign. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin says Todd Lyons will step down at the end of May. Lyons was tasked with overseeing and executing President Trump's mass deportations. It's not immediately clear why Lyons is resigning or who will replace him. Joanne?
Well, Buck, it is now a case scenario and provide more of us with rainfall. But I do think the amounts are probably about 1/4 of an inch or less. That does nothing for our drought conditions. It really doesn't. But we get that cooler air coming in with a really nice start to next week. Just get ready for some chillier mornings. We start Monday at 48 and Tuesday at 49. Natalie?
Joanne, thank you. 85 inside the perimeter. A live look at your morning commute. We've got a yellow ride about 13 minutes from 285 down to 75. And seeing a little bit of some slower rides along the west wall, especially closer to the Cobb Parkway area. 9 minutes from I-20 to 75. And staying on that side of town, if you're coming in on the West Expressway, this is one of our heavier rides, about 21 minutes from Fairburn Road over to the perimeter. We've got those delays starting at Thornton Road. Buck?
Natalie, thank you. It's 8:18. Two dancers from different cultures united by a love of each other and cook.
Wrong. Near 90 degrees. We might get up to 71 in Atlanta, followed by some chillier mornings next week. We'll start out with near normal temperatures Monday and Tuesday, but we'll begin warming up again for Wednesday and Thursday, back into the 80s. Natalie?
Joanne, thank you. One final check at your morning commute. The downtown connector is lighter than normal, 16 minutes from Langford Parkway to the Brookwood interchange. Not really seeing very many delays. And the big three, those major interstates, these are also all yellow and roughly the same. Your heaviest only 20 minutes from Alpharetta on 400 from Old Milton to the top end, and 15 minutes through Cobb and Gwinnett.
In sunshine, but those temperatures fall into the low 70s. It's going to be noticeably cooler between Saturday and Sunday. I suspect a lot of people will forget or not pay attention to Sunday's forecast, go out Sunday thinking it's going to be 90 degrees again, and get maybe a chilly awakening.
That's happened to me plenty of times, and I hear you guys repeat the forecast all morning and afternoon long.
Oh, what's worse is when it happens to me.
Yeah.
It's the low humidity that's made all the difference.
Yeah, I've appreciated that. I'm a West Coaster. I'm